That's very important. That's why, even and I do deal with United States agencies, and I do deal with these type of situations when it comes down to certain makeups and certain commissions. I'm constantly on the phone with the State Department when we start dealing with issues. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? Do I need permission for that? Because I'm a U.S. citizen. I am a U.S. citizen. Make no mistake about it. I don't have a jail to put the United States in. The United States have a jail to put me in. you see what I'm saying? So I have to ask those things. Then it says, yes, go ahead. Then I reach abroad and it says, hey, listen, this is what I want to do here. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, la-da-da. But I need it in writing. I need a contract. I need this thing locked solid. I will make my own procurement. If you see what I'm trying to say, I'm not just going to wait to see what's on the mark. Hey, listen, I see this need here. Hey, listen, I'll play some calls. We'll make some things happen. I'll call Russia. I'll call Switzerland. I'll call Canada. I'll find the money. I'll talk to my Persian friends. I'll find the money. I'll find it. But can I do it? Will you sign on the dotted line? It's a done data. The signature's there. That's all I need. That's all I need. I'll be back with the goods. And the reality of the whole thing is someone has to have enough guts to do this. Somebody's, plural, have to have enough guts to do it. So now once individuals are being acclimated to the Kemetic pipeline and they start seeing the wonderful things that have already been laid out for them, this thing exists right now, then they can start connecting to the different services. We talked about the Onyx Stock Exchange. We didn't talk about the Kemetic Pipeline Development Corp. We didn't talk about the Agricultural Distribution Management Corp. We didn't talk about Nubian Communications. We didn't talk about Kemetic Energy. We didn't talk about the other subsidiaries of the Kemetic Pipeline. You see what I'm saying? But the reality of the whole situation is how do we make this thing work? What is your need? How do we rock this thing? Well, we need this, but we're having trouble with this. Okay, you having trouble with who? Okay, hold on for a second. I'll be right back. I get on the phone with so-and-so. I make arrangements so that I can go there in person, whatever the case may be. Okay, I hear that your neighbor is saying they're having trouble with you. Listen, we want to turn around here and make this thing happen, but we want it on a neutral platform. I don't know about this war between that or this or that or whatever the case may be, but I need some assurance that we can turn around here and we can make this thing happen. In so many words. These are the kind of negotiations that we do all the time in order just to lay the tracks for the average Joe just to jump on and become a member and then start trading.
Right. What about let's say in a place like Brooklyn, New York, right? And you see a lot of brothers over there, and they want to let's say they want to import, and they want to import. Let's say whatever spices, whatever from different parts of the world, stuff like that. How would they? What's the best thing to do? Do procurements or just do straight imports? Or what would you suggest getting your feet wet?
Well, there's like I've shared with you before, there's two different ways. If they was already a part of the Kemetic pipeline, they can go on as a member. They can turn around and they can see certain things that's already for sale. They can make a contact with another company that's already set up their profiles and they already did, went through their approvals with us for us to say, okay, this is a legitimate concern. This ain't no Craigslist kind of situation, and they want to turn around here and move product and everything else. And they can come on board and they can do those kind of trades. Or if they weren't a part of Kemetic Pipeline, let's say Kemetic Pipeline never existed, but they just wanted to just turn around here and start doing imports and exports, then yes, they would make a decision on supplying a need. And they want to get involved in something where the demand is definitely there. And then they go ahead and contact individuals that are already manufacturing this or individuals that are distributing this, and they make that connection. First, you try to look locally. Do you have a distributor locally that's turning around here and they're getting cocoa butter or they're getting something that's coming in from Africa? And if you're not satisfied with the wholesale price with them, he says, no, I want to go directly there and I want to make connections, then you can go directly there and you can make your connections. And you find out, okay, which nations is mostly involved with this? Who's making coffee? What kind of grades of coffee? And then, is that what I want to sell, coffee? Do I want to be a middleman or whatever the case may be? There's a million ways to make $1 million. All you got to do is pick one. It's not that difficult to turn around here and just jump right in it. The reason why the Kemetic Pipeline is coming to existence because it's creating the situation of a platform for individuals to turn around here and be able to do commerce, do trade at different levels. And again, for the individuals that was listening, when I say coming into existence, I mean the fact that we're breaking out the different layers and the different levels of it as we speak. And that's where I'm coming from.
So if somebody wants to be, let's say somebody finds a product that, let's say, in abundance. Let's say right now Rwanda is manufacturing finished packaged coffee in coffee packages. Value-added coffee, and their tea packages, packaged tea. So if they want to go to Rwanda and say, you know something, what's the price on, let's say, a bulk shipment of your tea, right? Well, we go back to go and find in the United States. Well, geez, there's like 20 different food companies that might want to distribute this tea. If you bring it back to the United States, you could have, what do you do, sign a memorandum of understanding where they buy the tea first, or how would that work? How would that work? That situation.
Well, first of all, you definitely want to have a reputable company from wherever you're trying to purchase from. A lot of times you can go to the different trade associations of that particular country. A lot of them are located in Chicago. Sometimes you have to jump on the internet and you have to, find out, where's the nation? Is it in Washington, D.C.? Is it in New York? Is it in L.A.? Where do I turn around here and get on the phone and start talking to somebody that says, hey, I want to turn around here and trade coffee, and it's coming out of Zimbabwe or it's coming out of Kenya or whatever the case may be. And they'll say, oh, okay, and then they'll give you a list. They have databases. They'll say, well, these are the companies that are actually, moving product, and you can contact any one of them. They're there to serve you and there to help you. You don't have to pay them just to get this information or give it to you for free. And then you turn around and you contact that company and says, hey, I really would like to turn around here and start buying some of your stuff. What's the minimum order that I can do? Can I get some kind of pricing policy? I'm from America. I want to know, some of your bulk purchases with this 25-pound bags or whatever the case may be. And I would like to turn around here and purchase from you. And they'll say, well, okay, are you doing it as an individual? Are you doing it as a company? And I'm just going to assume, we're going to make, simple assumptions, the assumption that you already started a company, the simple assumption that you've already contacted a Board of Equalization and got yourself a reseller license. And you're kind of like ready. You says, hey, I'm from the ABC coffee. No, I'm going to get exotic with it. I'm from Shaquana's Coffee, coming straight out of Kenya. You know what I mean? And I went and I did nice little artwork, and I got my little coffee bags ready, and I did gourmet coffee coming out of Kenya. And I want to put it at all the different, the different black bookstores, and I want to put it at the different spots, and, for people to turn around here and purchase it. So now I done contacted this company in Kenya. I done faxed over my information. I done emailed over my information. I says, okay, I'm ready to go ahead and rock and roll, and I want to go ahead and get some samples. Now, a lot of times they send you free samples. They're not going to charge you just to send you samples. They see that you're on the up and up. They'll be like, okay, I'm going to send you some free samples. So you get to get the sample. You get to see how it works. And you don't have to jump, 2 feet into it. You can turn around here. You already know it's a reputable company because, the trade association of that particular nation already said that it's a reputable company. They've already checked them out. And you turn around and you say, okay, let me buy X amount of 25-pound bags from you. Let me buy 4 or 5 of them. And you bring it back stateside, and you kind of like measure to see, how much ounces, your bags probably already have it printed as 8 ounces worth of coffee that needs to be ground up or whatever. And you're trying to see how it fits. You're playing around with it a little bit. You're trying to get the little swagger and the flavor together so that you can go ahead and take it to the market and start selling this, retailing it out to like the general public right now. Doing trade is about as simple as everything that I just explained to you. It's not that difficult. The thing that the Kemetic pipeline does is that not only is the trade associations of those different countries have already, checked out to see what companies are viable, what makes sense, but we check them out. So when people sign up on their profiles, we check them out. We make sure that they are really about doing what they say they're going to be doing, so they're not, trying to scam anybody or whatever the case may be. And if it seems pretty good, we grade them. And we grade, the company seems pretty good. You got to green light to do business with them, proceed with caution, which means that they may only have done so many transactions have gone through the Kemetic pipeline, so we really don't know what the result's going to be, if you understand where I'm coming from. But it appears that it's going to be kind of good until we hear different, if you see what I'm saying. So that's kind of like how just the average Joe can just start jumping into import and exports and start making some wonderful things happen as it relates to it.